Good morning. This is your 8:15 daily operations weather briefing, starting off with some more humid conditions as we start our Friday, seeing mostly cloudy conditions as well, and expecting that to continue as we move through the day today, with those clouds sticking around, possibly seeing a break in the clouds as we get later in the day, but then they will be building back in as we move through the overnight time frame. Overall, expecting mainly dry conditions with a slight breeze out of the northeast as we move through the day today, not as strong as what we've seen the last several days. Otherwise, we'll see a very slight chance of maybe an isolated sprinkle pushing through the area as we move through the daytime hours, but nothing very impactful as those possibly occur through the day. If we take a look at our current surface analysis, still have high pressure in control over the region this morning, and again that will start to recede off to the east-northeast. We have this area of low pressure just off the map, well off the coast here, that's keeping that northeasterly flow and some moisture funneling into the area as we move through the day today. Again, more humid, slightly milder. Our next best chance of some precipitation will be this boundary pushing into the region as we go through our Saturday. Additionally, we'll see an area of low pressure developing and tracking along the southeast coast. That's going to help enhance some of those rain chances, but overall not looking at much of a soaking of an event, just some light totals expected with that activity. If we look at our current conditions this morning, just seeing a ceiling right around 500 feet this morning and seeing a broken deck at 1,000 feet as well, seeing some light mist on the observations this morning. Winds out of the north-northwest at 6 knots. Temperature at 69 degrees and our relative humidity is at 97%. Take a look at the current visible satellite. We see lots of low clouds around the area, and again expecting that to continue as we move through the daytime hours. We'll see those ceilings rise as we move through the day, but overall still expecting broken skies as we move through the day today. If we look at the short-term high-resolution model, again expecting mainly dry conditions with a slight northeast breeze, but we'll see mostly cloudy conditions continue, and as you can see here with the modeling, just some light reflectivity being simulated here, pushing through the area, so that indicating that very slight chance of an isolated sprinkle around the region this morning, but overall expecting mainly dry conditions, and that looks to be about 15% chance or less as we move through the daytime hours. Going into the overnight, much of the same. We'll see those low clouds building back in, a good chance of seeing the low ceiling once again, as well as some patchy mist around the area as we move through the morning hours of Saturday. We'll see those winds picking up a more southerly component as we move into the day on Saturday as well. And we'll see a slight breeze as we start today. Again, some moisture with that area of low pressure to our south, possibly creeping up into the local area, maybe a light sprinkle or shower, but most of the activity looks to hold off as that cold front approaches out ahead, and along that front is when we'll see our best chance of any impactful showers pushing through the area. Very slight chance of seeing a thunderstorm with this activity, but nonetheless more towards the later afternoon and early evening is when we'll see our best chance for some precipitation pushing through. And as that front pushes through, we'll see those winds shifting, becoming gustier behind the front, with some cooler, drier air moving in and clouds starting to clear out of the area as we move into the day. Sunday looks to be a cooler but nice day with partly cloudy and mostly sunny conditions as we move through the end of the weekend. Looking at our 24-hour weather risk chart for today, we do have a yellow risk for those reduced ceilings this morning, as we do have that ceiling around 500 feet. Should see that rising as we continue through the morning hours. Otherwise, we'll see the breeze pick up a bit out of the northeast, 9 to 14 knots, possibly peak winds up to 19 knots this afternoon. Again, expecting mostly cloudy conditions. Should see those ceilings rising to at least 2,000 feet, possibly up to 5,000 feet during the afternoon time frame. But going into the overnight time frame, we'll see those winds becoming more easterly, southeasterly, and eventually more southerly as we get into the start of the day on Saturday, and staying on the weaker side as we get into early Saturday morning. We once again pick up that yellow risk for reduced ceilings visibilities as we go through the overnight time frame, as we do expect those ceilings to once again drop through that time frame down to around 1,000 feet, possibly seeing a ceilings back down to around 800 feet and some patchy mist around the area. So keeping that yellow threat as we move through the overnight and early morning hours on Saturday. Otherwise, expecting our low around 67 degrees for our Saturday morning, and tides are still continuing to run slightly above normal today. For our weekend forecast, seeing mostly cloudy conditions with a slight breeze to start today on Saturday, and then we'll see that breeze picking up as we move through today out ahead of the front as well as behind the front as it pushes through, and that's going to bring that chance for some rain showers, looking at an orange risk for that precip threat. Again, not expecting a soaking of an event, just some scattered to isolated light rain showers pushing through the area, and that very slight chance of a thunderstorm. If we do see a thunderstorm, that will be a heavier shower potentially, and possibly some gustier winds with that. But again, that's just a very slight chance. Looking at about a 15% chance, so still staying green for our lightning threat here. And again, a bulk of that activity will be moving in during the afternoon and evening time frame, and we'll see a slightly milder day with a high around 79 degrees. We do have that yellow risk for winds at or above 25 knots, particularly out ahead and along and just behind the boundary as that pushes through. Likely see a peak in those peak gusts as it pushes through, and then we should see those start to relax behind the front. Moving into Saturday evening, keeping mostly cloudy conditions to start the evening, and we'll see a lingering chance of a few rain showers early on, so keeping that yellow risk for precip, otherwise becoming partly cloudy as we track through the overnight time frame, and staying slightly breezy behind the front, but expecting green conditions otherwise, with the exception of that yellow precip threat. We'll see that cooler, drier air pushing in, and see a very cool low around 55 degrees for our Sunday morning. And as we move into Sunday, we'll see another overall cooler day with a high around 73, so quite comfortable with partly cloudy to mostly sunny conditions, and just a slight breeze tracking through our day on Sunday, but overall green conditions expected for our weather risk. That's going to wrap up the 8:15 daily operations weather briefing. We'll be back again at 10 a.m. to take a look at the extended forecast. Enjoy your morning.